If you don't like my male best friend sleeping over, move out. So I did. The next morning, reality hit her like a freight train when the Wi-Fi died and the landlord started blowing up her phone about rent. I've been with Melissa for 2.5 years. When we moved in together, the apartment was in my name, only because her credit was going through some stuff. She promised she'd get added to the lease once it improved. That never happened. Rent, internet, electricity, gas, water, all in my name, all on my card. She was supposed to split everything 50-50. First few months she did, then it became, I'm a little short this month, which turned into, why are you keeping track? I made $75,000 a year. She made $40,000 in retail management. Not broke, but she spent money on nonsense, then claimed she was struggling. New clothes every week, brunch 3 times a week at $50 a plate, packages stacked by the door daily. Meanwhile, I'm packing lunch and driving a 7-year-old Honda, trying to save for a house. Then there's Chad, her best friend since college. According to her, they're like brother and sister. But Chad had this habit of being way too comfortable. He'd show up unannounced. Melissa gave him a key without asking me, and crash on our couch because he didn't feel like driving home. He lives 20 minutes away. I brought it up once. You're being insecure, she said. If you trust me, this shouldn't be an issue. 2 months ago, it escalated. Chad started coming over 3 or 4 times a week. One night I came home and they're on the couch watching a movie, her leaning on him. When I walk in, they both look annoyed like I'm interrupting. Chad's staying for dinner, she announced. Not asked. Announced. The final straw came 3 weeks ago. I got home exhausted from work. Chad's there again, but this time he's coming out of our bedroom in gym shorts, hair wet from the shower. Hope you don't mind, he says. I used your shower. The one at my gym was broken. Melissa doesn't even look up from her phone. It's the apartment shower. Don't be weird about it. I pulled her into the bedroom. This has to stop. I'm not comfortable with Chad being here constantly, and I'm definitely not comfortable with him using our bathroom. If you're going to be controlling like this, maybe we need to rethink things. A week later, I come home to Chad on my couch with a duffel bag. Chad's staying over tonight, Melissa announces. He's got an early meeting on this side of town. No, I said simply. She dragged me into the bedroom. What is your problem? You invited someone to sleep in our apartment without asking me. I shouldn't have to ask you. This is my place too. Funny, your name's not on the lease. Her face went red. Are you seriously throwing that in my face right now? You've had 2 years to fix your credit and get on the lease, but you haven't because you like having all the benefits without any responsibility. If you have such a problem with Chad, maybe you should move out. This is my apartment. My name is on the lease. My name is on every bill. Get out, she screamed. If you're going to be this controlling, just leave. I looked at her and something clicked. She actually thought she had the upper hand. Okay, I said calmly. I'll move out. She wasn't expecting that. Wait, what? You told me to move out, so I will. I grabbed my keys and left. Spent the night at my buddy Marcus's place. And the next morning, I made a list. Every single bill in my name. Rent $1,650. Internet $85. Electricity $120. Gas $60. Water $45. Nearly $2,000 a month. All me. I called the bank and canceled auto pay on rent. Called the internet company and canceled service effective immediately. Same with electricity, gas, and water. Changed all the streaming passwords. Then Marcus and his brother helped me move. We loaded up everything. The 65-inch TV I bought, the PS5, the $2,000 sectional couch, all the kitchen appliances, pots, pans, the bed frame and mattress. Turns out, basically everything in that apartment was mine. By 2 p.m., the apartment looked completely different. Her floral love seat from her mom and a bookshelf. That's all she had left. I left my keys on the counter with a note. You told me to move out, so I did. Good luck with everything. The next day, rent was due. The auto pay didn't go through. 2 days later, the internet stopped working. Then the lights went out. My phone exploded. 7 missed calls, 15 texts. Where are you? Did you take the TV? You left me with nothing. The lights went out. The landlord called about rent. I don't have $1,650 right now. I didn't respond. Just forwarded the landlord's email to her. Not my problem anymore. Chad called me. Melissa asked me to call. She's really stressed. Maybe you should help her out since you guys are such good friends. Cover the rent and utilities. I don't have that kind of money. Interesting. Figure it out. The landlord charged her a $150 late fee. The electric company wanted a $350 deposit because of her credit. Took her 4 days to get the lights back on. And Chad? He blocked her after she kept asking him for money. Been married 5 years when she got the news. Some procedure she had in her early 20s meant kids weren't happening. The doctor explained it gently, but I watched her face just crumble in that office. She didn't say a word the entire drive home. At first, I thought we'd work through it together. I told her we could adopt, we could foster. Hell, we didn't even need kids if she didn't want them. I married her. Not the idea of being a father. I loved her for who she was, but she completely shut down. Said intimacy was only for making babies. And since that wasn't possible anymore, we were done. Just like that. No discussion, no compromise. She moved into the guest room that same week. 2 years. 2 years of sleeping in separate rooms. 2 years of her flinching away when I tried to hold her hand. 2 years of feeling like a roommate instead of a husband. 2 years of eating dinner in silence while she scrolled through her phone. I tried everything. I bought her flowers, planned date nights, suggested weekend getaway. Nothing worked. She'd accept the flowers with a blank thank you and cancel the reservations. I started going to therapy by myself because she refused couples counseling. Every time I brought it up, she'd say there was nothing to talk about. My therapist suggested I write her a letter, something she could read without feeling cornered. So I did. I spent weeks on that letter. My counselor helped me choose every word carefully. I told her I loved her, that I missed her, that I wanted us to try therapy together. I asked if she'd consider seeing a doctor. Maybe there was something physical going on beyond the infertility. I explained how lonely I felt, how much I missed being her husband. I made sure nothing sounded manipulative. I wanted her to know it came from love. I left it on the kitchen table one morning before work, right next to her coffee mug. When I came home that evening, she'd read it. I could tell because there was red Sharpie scrawled across the entire page. Go get it elsewhere because you're not getting it from me. That was it. No conversation. She wrote those words and walked out to her sister's place for the weekend. Didn't answer my calls, didn't respond to texts. I sat at that table for over an hour just staring at her handwriting. Part of me was angry. Part of me was devastated. But mostly, I just felt empty, hollow. Then I made a decision. If that's what she wanted, if she was giving me explicit permission in writing, then okay, I'd take her up on it. I'm not the kind of guy who can just go to a bar and pick someone up. I'm decent looking, keep in shape, can hold a conversation, but I'm no model. I'm just a regular guy with a good job and a dead marriage. So it took time. I met Nadia at a work conference 3 months later. We got coffee between sessions, started texting about work stuff. She knew I was married from day one. I made that crystal clear. She was coming out of a bad divorce herself and wasn't looking for anything serious. We were both just lonely people who understood what it felt like to be abandoned. It started as genuine friendship. Someone to talk to who didn't make me feel broken or unwanted. Someone who laughed at my jokes and actually seemed happy to see me. Then one night, after a few drinks at a hotel bar, it became physical. I didn't hide it. I left my phone face up on the counter. Didn't delete messages or clear my call history. Didn't make excuses about where I was going. In my mind, mind, she'd given me written permission. She had literally told me to go elsewhere. For 6 weeks, my wife didn't say a word. She saw me leaving the house dressed nicer than usual, saw me texting someone and actually smiling for the first time in years, saw me coming home later than normal. She had to have known. Then one Tuesday night, I came home around 10 and found her on the couch crying. My phone was in her hand. She'd finally gone through it. She looked up at me with red, swollen eyes and said, "I didn't think you'd actually do it." I just stood there in the doorway, keys still in my hand. "You told me to. You wrote it in red Sharpie across a letter I spent weeks writing. You gave me explicit permission. I was hurt," she sobbed. "I didn't mean it literally. I thought you'd know that." "Then what did you mean?" "Because I've been begging you for 2 years to talk to me, to try anything, and you refused every single time. You wouldn't go to counseling, wouldn't see a doctor, wouldn't even have a conversation. What was I supposed to think?" She couldn't answer. She just kept crying, saying she thought I'd fight harder for us, that I'd keep trying instead of giving up, that she never imagined I'd actually be with someone else. I told her I never gave up. She did. She shut me out completely, rejected every attempt I made, and then got mad when I finally took her at her word. Now she wants to go to counseling. Now she wants to try, but I honestly don't know if there's anything left to save.